Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here, we're continuing our full set review of Journey to Nyx with green, and we're going to talk about all the green cards with a focus on limited as we've done before. I'm just going to let you guys know if you're new to the channel and to pre-releases in general, you don't really know anything about limited but you want to go to your pre-release, I have a couple of tutorial videos to help you guys get started with sealed and draft. I have them below in the description as well. At the end of the week before the pre-release, I'm hoping to have a tactics video for those who are approaching the pre-release for the first time with my thoughts about what I'm going to be thinking about going into the pre-release itself. So let's jump into green here. Basara Tower Archer, 2 green for a 2/1 hexproof reach. Hexproof. Reach seems like a good heroic target even though it's not heroic, just because you throw something on this guy and he's going to be ridiculous. But he is 2 green, not very splashable, needs an aggro deck. I'm not sure how I think about him. He's okay, just don't know how he's going to fit. Colossal Heroics. It is a big strive heroic generator. And the fact is it's a combat trick also because it allows you to pump up and then you get to untap as well, so you can mess around. It also works with Inspired, does a lot of stuff. It's pretty solid. Consign to Dust, a strive card that destroys enchantments. What up, guys? It's maybe expensive, but it's totally worth it. Scales, really powerful. Going to be really good in this general limited format. Desecration Plague, a little less good than Consign. Sorcery speed that destroys target enchantment or land, and it's 4 mana. So it's alright. There isn't a lot of land concerns going on here, so it's really enchantment, 4 mana sorcery. It's okay. I'm sure it'll see some play, but Consign is much better, obviously. Uncommon versus common. Dictative Karametra. This, I don't know how it works well in limited because it gives both sides the advantage, and ramping up mana tends to be, if you're winning already, it doesn't do anything for you, and if you're losing, it helps your opponent be winning more. I don't really know how this is going to work in limited. I can't see it being nearly as good as Dictate of Erebos or whatever. Adalana Blossoms Constellation may turn out to be ridiculous. It may not be as good. We'll have to see how it works in our particular environment, but she'll be pretty solid I think, for the environment, just because she gives you consistent draw, and in limited where you want to get to your good stuff fast, she's really good. 4 for a 2/2 that gives you the Constellation. I wish her body was a little more sturdy, but she'll still be pretty solid. Fontan Fertility, it's a ramp card in limited, but it's a little awkward because you have to play it first, but it does also activate Constellation. That's probably why it's in here, is of course the Constellation. I'm sure it'll find its place. It's a decent card, clears out your deck, gets you your land, little ramp forward. It's fine. Golden Hind, on the other hand, I don't like as much. The fact that it's a 2/1 for 2 that only adds a green doesn't allow a lot of flexibility. It seems like a whatever mana generator kind of creature. Golden Hide Ox, Constellation that forces blocking. Wow, well, I guess if you're running big creatures and that you want to kill your opponent's stuff, it's kind of like a fight mechanic on a creature if you think of it that way. And that's pretty good in limited. It's basically removal for your huge creatures against your opponent's creatures. Pretty solid, decent body, a little expensive for the 5/4, but that's pretty good. Hero's Bane, of course, ridiculous. It's a good Hydra, and good Hydras in limited can to get out of hand really fast. And I think I know it's in the intro deck. I don't know if this is one of the, I don't remember if it's one of the pre-release chosen shine and foil cards, but we'll get to that in the pre-release tactics video. Either way, it's a great card for limited. Humbler of Mortals, it is constant tramplers. Basically, it makes your stuff have trample almost all the time. It's an enchantment, 5/5 for 6, solid body. For a common, I think it's really, really solid. Hydra Brewmaster is ridiculous. It's a huge bomb, pure value, gives you long-term value. There's really nothing bad to be said about it. It's amazing for limited. Krufix's Insight is going to be a nice sorter, a nice way to get through your cards, get to the things you need. Probably going to work, obviously, with probably Heroic Bestow as the main focus. I don't know how many of these to run in limited. I would presume you don't want to run too many, but it could be a solid way of getting through your deck quickly. Market Festival, 4 mana for just something that gives you extra mana. It seems kind of pointless. I don't really see it. It's easy to destroy. It works with Constellation, but not with any bestow mechanic. It doesn't work with your creatures. I don't know if I love it. I don't think I love it. Nature's Panalpy, pretty much a heroic enabler. Tend to be reasonably costed. It also just makes things stronger. solid. Nessian Game Warden. I don't remember seeing this guy actually. 5 for a 4/5. Put the rest in the bottom. Okay, let's just sort through your deck. Not horrible. 5 toughness is really to mention this guy. Seems fine. Oakheart Dryads gives a little pump. A little pump it's on the turn. Not the best constellation creature out there, but not horrible either. It's kind of blandish, fill out the curve, if anything, creature. Farah's Band Thunderhoof. This guy's a solid heroic, and we've seen a guy like him before. 5 for 3/4 may not seem that great, but the fact that he scales every time you heroic him, whoa, this guy gets out of hand fast. Farah's Band Warchief, running Centaurs. There you go, you got your Centaur Lord. Ravenous Lucrota. It's 4 toughness, which is okay. In limited, I think the vigilance is fine. The monstrosity is far out of reach, though, given the costs. I don't know. I don't think I like him very much, even though he does have vigilance. Renewed Weaver, this card I don't know how good it is, but I just like it. It's just cool. It makes a small version of Giant Spider, and it's an enchantment creature spider, so it works the constellation. I just kind of like the mechanics, just how it works. The function of the card is cool. I don't know how effective it is. I don't really know if it's going to be all that great, but I like the function. Reviving Melody, it gets you back stuff. Probably a 1 of, maybe a 2 of in a deck if you're running maybe more aggressive strategies. It's probably even more effective. It's decent return. It'll probably hit most targets. It gives you pretty much the most important targets for aggressive decks. Satyr Grove Dancer, kind of boring. I don't think it's all that great. I don't like it. Cetacean Tactics is removal and pumps your guys up, and Heroic Enabler. There's a reason it's a rare. It's really good. Solidarity of Heroes, great heroic card. That's pretty much where you'll see it. It's kind of the card you want to land after a bunch of other heroic things, and it makes more and more heroic. Just it scales heroic. It's crazy. Spire Spine blocks each turn if able, which you think is weird. It's a 4/1 though, so the bestow cost is not that great. It's 3 mana. I don't like it personally. It may be okay. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't like it. Strength of the Fallen, our last 2 cards. Strength of the Fallen, its enchantment sits around for 2, and it gives X+X for X the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Pretty much the constellation scales up. The more things your opponent kills, the stronger your things get. I kind of like that give or take. I don't know how effective it's going to be. I don't know if it's really so necessary even. It'll probably only scale up by turn 4, 5, 6, and by then your creatures are already big, so it's just kind of overkill. But at the same time, it seems like it could go well in helping your smaller guys become bigger and helping your crush at the end of the game, where you're trying to get through and you have a couple of small guys. This is things to make them bigger, and I'm sure it will scale effectively. Swarmborn Giant is the last one. 4 for a 6/6. You think, whoa, that's crazy, but if you take combat damage, then it dies. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth investing in monstrosity when you have that hanging over your head. I don't know. I mean, it's nice for aggressive strategies, especially if your opponent's really on the defensive, but it's just so awkward. You don't want to play the monstrosity cost, and so you're stuck 4 for a 6/6, which isn't bad, but I wouldn't rush. I don't know if I should rush, if I rush to take him. Basically, this is a type of card I want to hear from limited masters out there, what you would do with this guy. And so that's our discussion of the green card. So if you enjoy the video, tap the like button. If you have your comments of your own, please put them down in the comment section of the video. And as always, guys, stay tuned for the final video. Roxbox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.